today on the panel, you said that things are really tough. How tough are they, and do you think that this coalition that you're talking about is viable and doable?
Not only do I think it's viable, I think it's happening. I think it's being forced because one thing about authoritarianism and neo-fascism and what this administration is doing and what their allies are doing in the state level and in the Congress is hurting everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the mistakes that authoritarians make, is they end up hurting everybody. A race critique alone is not sufficient for this moment. Mm-hmm. When they cut 17 million people's health care, they didn't just cut black people's health care. When they took millions of people off SNAP, they didn't just hurt black people. So it's bad, even voting rights. When they're attacking voting rights, it's not just hurting black people, it's hurting women, and working people, and rural people. Mm-hmm. It's in the midst of that pain that we have an opportunity to bring people together. And the more of that pain is going to force, by necessity, people coming together. And I'm seeing it across the country with what we're doing with Moral Monday. And I think you're going to see it in this next election.
Right. Do you think the party is doing enough to get that word out?
You mean the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's where I look toward to get out. And what I mean by that is, this move this time is going to be requiring a lot of the people on the ground, indigenous people and the people that are hurt. I always believe that the party progressives need to do more. If I had any advice to a party, it would be ignore poor and low-wage people and their real need at your own political demise. The most powerful potential for expanding the vote electorate is poor and low-wage people.
Why do you think they're actively being ignored by the party? Why are they focusing so much on the middle class?
Well, the fact that there's so much focus on the middle class, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Only thing I can tell you is that over and over again, the data is proving that they can't be ignored. Celinda Lake just did a study and showed that 19 million people that voted for Biden and Harris, that didn't vote for anybody this time. The number one reason that they didn't vote was because they didn't hear a clear economic agenda around how to address poverty and low wages. America's going to have to come to grips with that. 51% of our children, even before Trump, were in poverty, low wages. 87 million people with either uninsured or underinsured. You can't have those kind of realities existing and we not address them upright and up front. And my hope is that the Democrat progressives, whoever are running, won't make the mistake of just saying we're running because we're against somebody, but that they will offer to the society a new way forward, a way that is about lifting all of us rather than just lifting some of us.
Do you think that we need a leader? I mean, people have been calling for somebody like Martin Luther King again. We don't have that anymore. Do you think we
never did. Martin Luther King never said he was the leader, a leader. Remember, the March on Washington wouldn't have happened unless the Big Ten came together. It was first the Big Six and then the Big Ten. I think that in this moment in time, what we need is, remember, the March on Washington happened and other things happened because people were organizing in their local communities. There were 600 cities where there was organizing going on. I don't think in any period of history it's just a person. I think that's a misstatement of history. There are many voices. What we have to do is mobilize from the bottom up, from the ground up, particularly in the states. Because remember, we live in a society where the elections now are determined not so much by the popular vote, but by the electoral college, which means that the way you have to build for success is you have to build in the states and from the states up. So what we need is multiple leaders across the board.